You sick bastards. You sick bastards. The topic is these Masons, Stalkers, corny nerds, and witches. These Freemasons, Stalkers, corny nerds, and witches. Witches? And let me begin by saying I love nerds. I've always had friends that were nerds. I've always had and still have friends that are nerds, quote unquote nerds. I love everybody, right? I love all types of people, LGBTs, nerds, everything. I shouldn't even have to explain myself, right? But there's a difference between cool nerd and corny nerds. You know what I'm saying? They're cool nerds, which I'm friends with and have always been friends with, that just live and let live, right? Like, they're just like, they live and let live. They're not on like some hater shit. They're not fucking pulling like bitch moves and, like bitch nerd stuff. Like, corny nerds that are like, will like pull bitch moves and bitch ass moves and bitch nerd moves, like trying to play, just that are just on some hater ass shit, because they feel inferior or less than, or they feel like they can't compete really. That's the type of nerds I'm talking about, right? Like those that feel inferior and less than, or feel like they can't compete, so they pull some hater ass shit. They pull some like bitch move, bitch nerd, bitch move, and bitch ass moves like that. Like trying to play like some fucking, I don't know, Captain Save-A-Ho, and I'm like, and guys like me, right, that are used to having chicks be into them and chicks like us and find us attractive, and we've always had like chicks be into us and like us and find us attractive and chicks all over us and shit without us even really trying hard, without us even really doing much and trying hard. Like we just have it like that, right? That sounds fucking arrogant, right? But it's like, it's true, right? I'm not saying that's always been the case in my life, but a lot of the time in my life I've experienced that, right? And other guys that had it, that have it like that even more, like have it like that, even have those powers even more, right? But they want to hate on people like us and fuck shit up for us and like pull little bitch moves and bitch nerd stuff, like trying to play Captain Saberho, like. And I'm not even someone that people need to be like uh uh watching out for, being kept safe from, or nothing. I'm like the nicest. Like a female friend of mine recently told me, like, people might look at you like they don't get you or understand you, but you're actually like the most humble, simplest, humble, down to earth guy. Like, I'm not even someone that people need to be watching like that or like be kept safe from. Like, I'm like fucking like the nicest, most humble, like even wholesome and like clean and nice, humble, guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it, right? But like wholesome, even, I would say. Innocent, I guess you could say, maybe. Like they want to pull shit like this, like punk ass hater shit, like bitch moves, bitch nerd shit, like on someone that's like a totally nice, humble, wholesome, like almost innocent guy, right? Like just on some hater shit because they feel like inferior or less than, or like, I don't know, they would never be able to compete. Like they're just corny nerd shit, right? Like their style is to make corny small talk, like corny ass shit, corny ass small talk for like 3 to 5 years before they even get to hold a girl's hand and shit like that. Like they put in all this corny small talk that goes no that goes nowhere. They put in all this corny small talk and time and effort and energy and resources for like 3 to 5 years, and then maybe still they won't even get anything in the end, right? Or but let's say maybe they do, right? Like it works, I guess, putting all of that fucking shit in there, right? Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen like corny nerds, pool like that, right? But maybe somewhere it does work, right? Somewhere I don't know. But not guys like me, right? That are just like used to having chicks be into us and find us attractive, and we don't even really have to try that hard or do much, right? I mean, I really don't even try, right? I really don't even try. Uh, yeah, like that shit. And then when moi is ready to chew your ass out, right? To chew that ass out, verbally chew that ass out. They fucking run and call the cops. They run and call the police and shit like this. When moi is just like ready to chew that ass out, verbally, right? Speaking. That's not guy shit. That's not bro shit. That's not guy shit. That's like some bitch nerd shit. That's some bitch move stuff. But yeah, that's the topic right now. Masons, Masons, stalkers, corny nerds, and witches. Jedi Master Fuya says people fucking suck. I mean, not everybody. I'm a really loving, accepting person. I have friends that are all kinds. Like, I talk to everybody the same. I've always been that way. Like, I talk to the president of a company the same as I would like the homeless person. I talk to the dean the same as I would like a janitor or some street person. I would talk to them the same as like some preppy hot chick. I would talk to them the same as like some old lady that I just met and she's talking about Jesus, right? And always had friends that were quote unquote nerds, like cool nerds, right? That just live and let live, right? And LGBTs and everything. I love and accept everybody, right? But when you're a targeted individual, it's a little bit different, right? Like when you're a targeted individual, and there's always going to be like a cult against you, or like some egregore formed against you, which is when a lot of people focus negative energy and thoughts and intention towards one thing or one person, and then it literally will manifest into like negative shit, bad shit, evil shit, demonic shit, whatever. When you have an egregore against you or a cult against you or some gang stalking, stalkery type thing against you and shit, you're liable. That shit's always gonna go wrong for you, right? I'm a targeted individual. It's just how it is, right? But I'm just how it is. Any questions? Can you hear me clearly? I thought Salim was gonna be in here in the chat, in the live chat. I can't wait till like what? Jedi Master Fuya. He says, I can't wait till. I can't say that. And people leave savage comments in the live chat. Oh yeah, and I'm shadow banned. People have been leaving a bunch of savage and trolly comments. Hilarious, savage. I think it's hilarious, right? Savage and troll comments. People have been leaving a bunch in the live chats, but I think I'm shadow banned. I'm pretty much assuming I'm shadow banned. So, because then like once the live ends, it hides everything. Like it just won't show anything. Won't show. Somebody's just watching. See that? I'm just talking. Not to sound arrogant, right? I'm not saying like, oh, that's always been the case in my life, or I don't know, that I'm like the most, fabulous guy or whatever, fabulous guy. But a lot of the time in my life, I've experienced that, like chicks just being into me, finding me attractive, being all into me, and I'm not even trying that hard or or doing much. Some people just got it like that. Some people just have those powers, and some people don't. Or not that they don't, but they have a different style of doing things, right? But guys like me should be left free to do our thing, right? Especially guys like me who are like nice and humble and friendly and wholesome. Even you could say wholesome or innocent. Even you could say that, right? I remember this one time talking about I'm a targeted individual. One time, Ned Flanders, right? That was a friend of mine, like a long time ago, right? Not that long ago, really, but like like a year and a half ago. He was telling me you should. I was telling him all this nice, like humble, wholesome stuff about myself, right? That I normally don't talk about, right? Like I don't. Who goes around talking about that shit, right? Like I was telling him like, yeah, like I attend Christian church. And like I love animals and I like to help old ladies and talk to them and shit like that, right? And uh I've even went and performed at old folks homes, right? And shit like this, right? Different shit like this, right? And he's like, you should talk about that in front of everybody, right? Because I don't know, I was telling him like sometimes I feel like I get people already come in with prejudgments and negative ideas about me without me even warranting it. Like I haven't done anything, I haven't warranted it. I'm just like first time meeting me. The first time these people are meeting me, they already come in with prejudgments and hatred and negative ideas about me. And he's like, "Well, you should talk about all that wholesome stuff in front of everybody." And my dumb thinking at the time was like, "Why should I have to do that?" Mm. My dumb thinking at the time, my defensive dumb thinking at the time was like, "Why should I have to do that to prove that I'm really a nice guy and shit?" Right? Like. I was like, nobody else, in my head, right? I was like, nobody else has to do that, right? Or do like some PR and shit like this. Well, I probably should have done it, right? Or I should do it, right? But I don't know. Who goes around talking about that shit, right? Like, like, unless you're like a politician, right? Uh, and I was like, and now I'm thinking now, I'm like, even if I was to start talking about all that shit, people would be on some demon shit. Would still be on some just a cult against. They'll just still be in that cult against me and an egregore against me, and or in a gang stalking thing against me. Like, so I'm like, even if I would do that, they would still look at me like a piece of shit, right? Like, uh, yeah. And I was like, oh man, if people can't see by now, like by now. If people can't see by now that Moa is actually a nice guy and wholesome and humble even and shit like this, they can't see it by now. I'm just like, man, just fuck off, right? Right? I was gonna say something worse, but I'm already shadow banned, which is when YouTube basically hides your channel, slows it way down, stops it from growing. Like at one period of time, it was growing at a normal rate, right? Like I had videos that had like 10,000, over 10,000, 20,000, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, even like a video that had like 60,000. I had a bunch like that, right? That were over 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000. I had a bunch like that, right? But it started getting strikes and shadow banned and all this crap and videos removed and shit like that. But I forgot what the point was. Oh yeah, I'm shadow banned, right? Like, which is when they hide your channel and make it grow way slower and shit like that. I remember it would do shit like one day it has 15 likes and then the next day it'll say 0 and just fucked up shit like that. Like people have been leaving a bunch of funny comments and then like it just hides them later on, after the live is over. But right now that's the topic of. I don't know what else to talk about. Any questions? That was basically what I had to say today, really. Mm, Mm, somebody's just staring at me. Dun, 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 dun. Mm. And then I think it happened when I started getting into the space is fake thing. That's when I really noticed it. Like, oh shit! Like, it slowed way down, and I'm like, fuck. And then it started, a bunch of shit started happening, and that made me go like, fuck. Maybe take a break for a while. But when you're a targeted individual, you always have to be thinking like, whatever. And it's really hard for me to even start liking someone, right? Like, it's it takes a lot for me to even start liking someone, right? You always have to be thinking like, is that an agent? Like, is that a plant? Like, you always have to be thinking like, is that a plant or an agent? Or if it's not a plant to begin with, is that girl always going to get co-opted into the gang stalking program, or into some cult or egregore against you and turned against? That's happened. I feel like that's happened. Sometimes, sometimes, or it was just a plant to begin with, right? Um, like on some weird ass, like weird shit. You always have to be like, oh, who sent you, right? Or like, who told you to say that, right? Real. Um, I thought one was a really like an infinite space psyop, almost like one time, uh, like weird shit, like one time. Now that I'm deep into the topic of space is fake, and it's not what they presented. It's not how they describe it to us, and it's not what they presented to us, right? Thinking back at the moment, I didn't get it, right, because I was like not deep into. It wasn't one of my favorite conspiracies at the time, right? Right now I'm deep in it, right? Like just super into that conspiracy. It's conspiracy fact. Darian asked, "What is your favorite anime?" It's probably I like the of all time. It's the original Dragon Ball when Goku was little, right? And yeah, shit like that. And when he barely met Yamcha and all this shit, right? And Yamcha was like a thief, like a was he a bounty? Was he a bounty hunter or just a thief? A thief, but ultimately is on the good side, right? Which is, you don't get characters like that much anymore in mainstream culture, like, or maybe they do. I don't know. I've been detached from mainstream culture for a long time, right? Like the most recent thing I got into mainstream wise was Kanye. Kanye. I like his music. I always liked his music, right? But then when I saw how funny he was, how like he would just like he would just have verbal diarrhea and say whatever was on his mind. And then recently he had that crazy rant on Alex Jones's show Infowars. I was like, holy shit, this is funny, right? It would have to be Ranma one half, because I just think it was hilarious and had really good, really cool music and stuff like that. Really like some of the best anime music ever, and it was just super funny, right? Even though I think it got cut short and there was no resolution or whatever. I'm cleaning this shit up because someone's just staring at me. Because someone's just. Do you like parody or spoof? Darian in the live chat. Do you like parody or spoof movies like Scary Movie? Hell yes. LOL. One of my favorite. I don't know which scary. I've seen most of them. I don't know which scary movie that was when like Cindy, the main character, is like wants to be friends with the guy. I forgot what his name was. Blonde guy. She wants to like just be friends or whatever, and then they show what would really happen like if you were to treat a girl like just like a guy friend, like treat her the same as a guy. He like punches her in the stomach and like calls her the F word or something like that. You know, calls her calls her the F double G word and punches her in the gut and shit like this. I think he like breaks her nose with the football or something. With the football breaks it. I'm like, that's what actually, when people say, oh, you should treat girls exactly like you would a guy friend, or even talk to them the same as you would a guy friend. I'm like, I don't think you really, really, really would talk to a female friend the way you would a guy friend, right? Like, especially like people that I've been friends with and shit like that, like the savages and trolls and renegades and renegades. I find myself always talking to them a little bit different. You know what I mean? I'm walking. Dude, oh yeah, yeah. To answer your questions, there is. Da, 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 da. I like when they spoofed the movie Signs or whatever, which I think is one of the best alien movies ever. Because it was really not even about aliens, it was like a spiritual type movie. Uh, I think Darian in the live chat, I know which scary movie you're talking about. It's Scary Movie 2. That's the funniest one. I think Meet the Spartans is not funny. I don't think I've seen Meet the Spartans. I think I saw like up to part 4, and then I don't know if there's more after that. Um, I'm looking at Moon. The moon looks yellowish, and like it's its own light, right? It has nothing to do with the sun, right? Even though they will overlap and pass each other, they will cross paths and overlap, right? And you will cross paths with moi, right? But no, I'm just kidding. It looks super bright, like it's its own light. It's its own night light. Has nothing to do with the sun, and it even looks transparent, and we always see the same face, same side. It never rotates or spins. And supposedly, if we were really spinning, rotating, gyrating, going upside down on the Santa ball, you would think we would see a different side of the moon, right? Like let's say I'm here, let's say this thing is really spinning, gyrating, rotating, and I'm going upside down, right? I should see a different side of the moon or something, right? Or I wouldn't be able to see Polaris always in the same spot, same distance, same coordinate, same spot, right? Because supposedly, and we're shooting also, like traveling, moving, shooting. We should be able to see different shit, but it's always the same. So at the very least, the Earth is not moving. At the very least. Meet the Spartans is a parody of the movie 3000. I don't know, 300. I don't think there's a movie called 3000. And I've been getting into numerology recently. They say that people, especially Capricorns, right? But people born on the 1st or 10th or 19th or 28th, that they're natural born leaders. And that they have a natural stature to them. And I'm like, I think that's true, because I've always felt like I should be some type of leader of something, right? Or people have always treated me, for some reason, right? Like people have always treated me like if I have some built-in stature, like like they look at me up, right? Like if I'm up here, or they treat me like I think I'm up here, which I really don't, right? I'm actually like the most humble, wholesome guy, right? Like even a friend of mine told me recently, right? A female friend told me recently, like people might think like they don't get you or whatever, they get the wrong idea, but you're actually like the simplest, most humble, like down to earth guy. So people have always, I don't know if it's that targeted individual shit or if it's that Capricorn born on the 10th shit, right? But people have always treated me as though I'm somebody. Oh, excuse me. People have, they get creep me out. People have always treated me as though I'm somebody that needs to be brought down or defeated. And I'm like, but why? But why, right? I've always been of the mindset like if one of us uh, or what is up here, or you feel that they're up there, doesn't that lift everybody else? Like that's my thinking, right? It's by association that should lift everybody else, right? That was my mindset for a long time, right? Like if I stand out and shine and I don't know what, right? Prosper, by association, it's gonna rub off on everybody, right? That's what. But I guess I don't know if it's just that I'm a targeted individual, or that Capricorn shit in me. They can just sense. They sense that They feel like I'm up here, or that I think I'm, or that I think I'm up there, which I don't, right? Which numerology. Anybody into numerology? Numerology. Oh, meet the Spartans. Never heard of it. Does it have to do with meet the fuckers also? Meet the fuckers. Any of your savage comments? But anyways, I believe in equality, like that women should buy me stuff. Oh, yeah. Somebody left a really savage comment that I'm like, I don't even think I can read it, man. I don't even think I can. What else? So, some people say like, oh, I think they pulled the scam because the global scam because flat Earth was picking up so much traction. Like, I think at some point they're saying it was the most searched term on like social media and shit like that. And then they decided to pull the scam, right? But to stay away from everybody so that you won't spread, by the word of mouth, so that by word of mouth it won't spread or whatever. Word of mouth. Or that like the cabal, right? Like satanic pedophiles are really getting ready to get busted and shit. So they're like, shit, we have to jam everything in society. Uh, oh shit, can I go or no? I'm gonna wait till they go. Cause last time, yeah, they were saying, Yeah, the satanic pedophiles are like a large amount of Hollywood, like a large amount of Hollywood and the government, satanic pedos in there. They're saying that, and I'm like, it might be both things, right? Satanic pedos in Hollywood and the government were getting ready to get busted, like a huge amount of them, and they're like, we need to just jam, distract from this and jam everything so that everything gets halted, right, for a long time. I lean more towards that one than the flat Earth was picking up a lot of traction, right? It becoming the most searched term. But shit, man, shit's gonna be crazy over the next 5 years. So they're gonna, because now they're walking it back. Like even mainstream science people and mainstream science channels and NASA just admitting. You go to any mainstream science or NASA channel, and it's just flooded with trolls, like people trolling the shit out of them. Like, wow, look how fake that looks. Wow, so no one can leave the Earth's atmosphere, but supposedly space travel is real, supposedly, or whatever. Or like, how come all they show us is CGI cartoons always, right? Always, never any real shit. And if you know what I mean. And people bringing out videos of like, look, this is what really happens when the rockets go up and keep going up. They hit an impenetrable barrier. It looks or sounds watery, and then they just crash in the ocean. Did I lose everybody? When I... There's guy. 311. I'm really into synchronicities and numerology. Like as soon as I walked out, oh, this is funny. As soon as I walked out, I saw some like real specific shit that I was like, like no one's ever standing right there with like a specific message on their shirt, right? And but I used to be, there was a period of time I was deep into that, like just seeing crazy ass, I still see them once in a while, right? Seeing crazy ass synchronicities over and over again to where it's like, okay, if it happens once, it's just random, right? Like, but if it happens over and over again and really specific shit, then you're like, dude, there's something going on. Like, there's something going on. Like, either there's something unseen and unexplainable and spiritual going on, or it could be just that I'm a targeted individual, right? It could be just that I'm a targeted individual and it's just things planted as like purposely, like just psyops. Like one time I saw this crazy ass synchronicity, right? That was like just uber obvious that it was like, ooh, like it was so obvious that I was like, oh, this is fake, right? This is like, this was planted purposely, right? Like, am I supposed to buy into that and think it's a synchronicity or whatever, like a sign? That's how obvious it was that I was like instantly like, oh, this is like too obvious that I know it's fake and just planted there as a psyop. Like, I'm like, ooh, I didn't buy into it at all. Like, well, da, da. Any questions or more troll and savage comments? I thought Salim was gonna be in here, man. I want to do a live with Salim because he's fucking super smart, man. He's like so smart. Like, I'll ask him something about conspiracy, thinking that he won't know. That he might be like, I don't know what you're talking about, right? But he's right there, knowing exactly what I'm talking about, describing it perfectly in his way, which is a lot more articulate, right? And he'll add on to it and then some. Like, oh, did you know this also? Did you know this also? And I'm like, oh shit. So we were talking about meat recently. He was saying, oh, they put the jab, they're putting the jab in all meat now, right? And I'm like, well, you can't escape it, right? Like that's how it is. And then I was like thinking, first I was asking him like, Well, if Bill Gates and Davos is part of their great reset is they want to turn everyone vegan, like literally that's in the documents, like everyone can be vegan and you're going to have to be like the elite or something. You're going to have amazing social credit or the elite to like eat real meat and shit, right? They want us to eat bugs and like tofu, right? And soy. They want us to eat soy and tofu and bugs and insects, right? And I'm like, if the Great Reset people are saying that, I'm like, then that must mean, well, I always knew this, right? Like, I was never super into healthy ass shit, right? But that must mean they want us to eat all this like soy and shit or whatever. That means they don't want us to have like zinc and iron and like real protein and shit, right? And nascent iodine. That stuff Alex Jones puts over. I'm gonna keep going, see how long I can make this. I ran out of shit to talk about. Right? But then I'm like, maybe it's reverse psychology. They want to make you think that they're against it, but they really want you to buy into it. Like, what's it called? Yeah, they want to, yeah, like aliens. They want to make you think like, oh, we're hiding it. The government is hiding it. It must be real. They're hiding it. But really, it's fake. It's fake. There's no such thing as space travel. There's an impenetrable barrier, an invisible force that stops anything from coming in or going out of the Earth's atmosphere. And they're saying the way that the fake alien invasion is going to go down. Well, I don't know if I came up with this idea. I was like, I bet you this is how they're going to do the false flag of the fake alien invasion. I was like, I bet you this is how they're going to do it. They're going to start showing, right? Just fake hologram projections all over the place, right? It's going to become more common and common and common. Fake hologram projections that are really just blue beam technology. Maybe even voice to skull technology, which I think at the height of my, being ran through this MK Ultra program, this gang stalking thing, at the height of it, I think they used voice to skull technology, maybe, right? But they're going to use all these fake hologram projections and blue beam of UFOs and maybe even aliens. And they're going to, the military themselves, the U.S. military. Let me get nice on this. Let me get nice. Let me get nice. Let me get. Yeah, the U.S. military is gonna blow some shit up. Like they're gonna either remotely or covertly blow some shit up, right? And then they're gonna say, "Oh, we don't know where that came from. It's nothing like we've ever seen. Like we've never seen anything like that that can do that, and we don't know where it came from. It must be aliens." They're gonna blame it on fake aliens, but it's really them doing it, right? It's really them to, bring about that NWO, New World Order. Hopefully they don't, right? Or like that's just a long ass time from now, but it's looking pretty pretty close, right? Pretty close. I'm out of shit to talk about. A random thought just came in. Oh, I forgot it already. I forgot. God damn it. I'm out of shit to talk about. Nothing else. Damn. So who knows about the beef, right? The beef. Who knows? I'm looking at moon. Moon. Every time I pass that place, the smell gives me nostalgia, hardcore nostalgia. It's a nostalgic fucking smell. You know I'm gonna catch that Mason. Freemasons, Stalkers, corny nerds. Not cool nerds. I love cool nerds, right? Corny nerds and witches. People into dark magic, black magic, into spell casting, which pretty much words are spell casting, right? Words, phrases are spell casting. Mind manipulation, dark manipulation. I forgot what the proper term was. Just fucking ugh. Ew. I think I'm done. If nobody else has questions or savage comments, I think that's it.